Hello everyone. I'm Velu. I'm working as a cloud consultant as last 4 years in Tyrone organization. Uh, that's my quick introduction. And today we're going to talk about fundamentals of cloud computing and AWS practitioner. Today in the market world, most of the organizations are moving towards cloud from on-premises. Uh, Uh, in the cloud, we have AWS, Azure, and Google are top three today. But but in the top ratio, AWS is going ahead. So we will talk about AWS today. Um, let's start with what is cloud computing. The cloud computing is a services we can use in the internet. So um, it enable to use the IT resources through internet. For example, if we can create services like machines or databases or other services in AWS, we can access through internet. If you have the internet, you can access the physical machine. In the previous world, we use the even still in the use, that is a data center. Data center where we have to build the server and if you need a new server, we have to purchase the server and install the software and then you will get the access. So many teams will be involving network teams, software team, hardware team, purchasing team, so on. So many teams would be involved at the time, and it will take 2 3 months to deliver the server, and you will get the access to the machine. But in the current world, the cloud world, we can access the instant within a minute. Within you can access the server, Unix server or Linux server or Windows machine. You can access within a 10 minutes. And also, if you have the internet, you can access from anywhere. There is a no restriction. You can access it anywhere, but we can create the restrictions. But if you want, you can access it in from anywhere. So that's about the cloud computing, and there are few services offered by the um, cloud organizations that majorly are compute, network, databases, and storage. The cloud computing is mostly the services are approved by cloud organization in United States. If we want to add any services in the cloud, AWS or Azure or Google Cloud, we have to get approval from the um, organization, and then only we they will deliver it to the customer. Then we can access to the services. In the current world, who uses the cloud computing? The cloud computing is used by the smaller organization at the moment. The larger organization, they're yet to move into the cloud due to few constraints like security and internal policies. But in future, they will also move into the cloud for sure. And the small organization like games or games, online games, or even the cricket portals or other web portals um, uh, are all are running in the Google Cloud at the moment. Even we put the Amazon.com, Flipkart, everything they're running in the cloud only. Um, Specifically the online purchase portal and all. Because cloud is having the flexibility of expanding whenever we require. That is the reason the smaller organization currently moving to the cloud, and also any startups in the organization, any startups, right? They'll also looking for the cloud. Instead of they build data center which will cost more, they want to quickly build the servers and work on it. So they prefer to work in the cloud only. The larger organization like an insurance companies, banking, and all, it will take time to move into the cloud. There's any new applications, then they are planning into the cloud. Or but the older applications, that old applications and all, they still want to be in the on-premises due to few security reasons. Because the cloud, if you move into the cloud, it means that the data is stored in their data center. So, we know about the how the our data are very data is important. So banking, insurance, and the other sector, they're very keen about their data don't want to be shared in the cloud. So they want to keep it in their own on-premises data center. So currently, smaller organization and startup companies are are opening their account in cloud, but in future, other bigger organization also will come into that. There are a few benefits of we are covering here in cloud computing. That is agility. Agility, we can spin up the resources within a time, within a minute. If we need any physical server, as we said earlier, uh, it will take time to purchase, delivery, and installing the software, everything, right? It will take 2-3 months to deliver. You get access to the server. In the current world, you can get access to the machine within a minute. So that's a major feature in cloud computing. So we need not to spend much amount of time and money in building a server or on-premises data center. The cloud is a pay as you go model. How much you consume, you have to pay that amount of consumer. So amount of consume. So you need not to pay extra for that. So it's a pay as you go model. And next point is the electricity. In the earlier, in the on-premises, in the even your laptop, right? Laptop or desktop we use, we have 16 GB of RAM and 1 terabyte of disk. Few of them are using consuming all the resources, but some of them, even me, we use only few 8 GB maximum. I use 8 GB, and disk size is maximum. I consume the 200 GB or 300 GB. So I'm wasting the resources, right? I purchased a laptop, but I'm not utilizing uh, almost all. So in the cloud, we can create a resources how much you want: 8 GB of RAM, 100 GB of disk. We can purchase machine according to our requirement, and we can pay how much we consume for that. For 8 GB and 100 GB of disk, we will pay for that. Instead of we purchase 16 GB RAM and 1 terabyte, we're spending money but not utilizing it. That's a major advantage in cloud. We can use the resources how much we require. And cost savings, obviously, what we discussed, that is about cost savings only. If we want to move into the cloud, we'll have the cost saving. It doesn't mean that on-premises doesn't have the cost savings and all, but both have the cost saving based on your application functionality. We can decide whether we can move our application based to cloud or still in the on-premises. So when we move into the cloud, we look into all the possibilities of cost savings and security. All the aspect we'll review it as an architect, and then only we'll finalize into the cloud. So cost saving the major feature in the cloud, and deploy globally in minutes. The other point is we can deploy our application anywhere in the world. They have the region concept in the AWS. We can place our application anywhere in the world. Like if you're building one website that major users from India, so you can set up the website in Mumbai region or Hyderabad region. We have 32 regions overall. In India, we have 2 regions, Mumbai and Hyderabad. So for in the AWS, so we can use that region. We can use that pin the region or pin the website in the region. So India users can retrieve the data very quickly from the region. We can place it in US region also, US East, West, North region. So we can place the website. But for an India user, if they try to access the website, it will take time. The latency time, it will be more. So for avoid this, we can place the portal in Mumbai region. So that features we have in AWS. So based on our requirement, application requirement, and based on the customers' requirement, we can place the portal or our services in anywhere in the world. So that feature they are. And next topic is types of cloud computing. That is on-premises, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. The on-premises mean that is our current data center. We keep everything in the on-premises data center. Will access to the data center within a location. If we go to the office, if like a ODC, if you go to office only, we'll be able to access the particular server or through the network. We'll not be able to access outside the ODC. So that is called on-premises. That is data center. They have designed such like that. The infrastructure as a services is provided by the cloud. We can purchase the machines like Windows machine or Linux machine. We can install any application software in the Windows machine. So Windows or Linux. So that features is provided by the cloud. It's called LaaS, but they will support only your OS level. So any OS level patchings, any vulnerabilities, any issues, they will support until the within the your machine. There are some applications will be running, right? Those will be supported. Those will not be supported by AWS. We have to only take care. That is called the infrastructure. Only they will provide the infrastructure like a network, server, storage. They will provide other parts like application, databases. Those things you have to take care of it. That is based on your application. You will design this. And next point is platform as a service. Apart from infrastructure provided by cloud, they are adding databases. They will in AWS they are providing the DynamoDB or RDS or Oracle or Postgres. We can use the database that instead of we purchase the license, installing the server, they are already providing those services as a PaaS. We can utilize it along with infrastructure. They are providing the other services. We can utilize it like database services. So we have to concentrate only on the application. It will save our time. So if they provide infrastructure and databases, only point you have to concentrate on the application. The patches, other things, scalability, additional resource to be added, everything will be taken care by AWS. You have to concentrate only about your application. That is the software as a services. The software as a services, everything will be provided by the AWS. If we are using Gmail, right? Let's say that Gmail is the example, one example for SaaS services. We don't know, we are just using, we are logging and giving a user ID and password. That's it. We are accessing the mailbox, but we don't know where the mails are stored, right? Which data center is stored, where our data is stored, who is increasing the disk space. Those things and all we don't know, but we are utilizing the only benefit of the mail server, right? So that's so that is called as SaaS services. In the office world, we use Office 365 and the Teams for chatting and all, but we are using those services only, but we don't know where they install the software and all. We don't know about that. So they are managing everything, and we are getting only benefit of the services. We are paying for the service. We are using that. So that is called a SaaS model. SaaS model, like the other examples are Salesforce, OpenShift. They all provide SaaS products. So we'll enjoy the benefit will not, you need not to buy an infrastructure, you need not to buy a database, you need not to buy a, you need not to write a code or anything. Everything will be taken care by the cloud services itself. Next topic is deployment models of cloud computing. Yeah. There are three types of cloud computing: public, private, and hybrid. Public, we talked about the cloud, right? That's called the public. Cloud, AWS, Azure, GCP, IBM, Oracle. They have their own cloud setup. That's called the public cloud. We can access the services through internet. That is called the public cloud. Private cloud means it's an on-premise data center. Even we will not be able to access anywhere. We have to access a particular network where organization has provided. This is because due to their data safety and security and their own process, own standard, right? So that is called the private cloud. Hybrid is a combination of public and private. So they keep data in private, but they might be running application in public cloud. So they can use public and private both things. In the public cloud, we have the advantage, as we discussed earlier, mentioned earlier. We can create a machine within a minute, and databases, other services, AI, ML service, IoT service, we can access it within a minute. You have to pay only how much you are consuming. That is called the public cloud. And also major advantage, you can access from anywhere. Even cloud is providing the very good security. They have the own firewall and security group, everything. They call it as a VPC. So and also they're having their own services, AWS services, GuardDuty and all. So using that, you can use you can purchase the services from cloud and you can utilize it. That's called a public cloud, and you can access it from anywhere. Private means it's a dedicated to only for your organization. We build a setup, but the access will be provided only to your organization. The firewall, whole thing, network, everything will be designed by your organization, and maintenance has to take care by your organization. In the public cloud, it's not like that. Patching and any vulnerability fixes and all will be taken care by cloud vendor itself. We have to mention the maintenance window, they will take care of the backend. But in the private cloud, end to end, we have to take care. Even resource part also, we have to take care. Network part, storage part, compute part, everything we have to take care. The hybrid cloud is the current trend. Actually, in the 2020, most of the organizations prefer to use hybrid cloud only, because they want to keep data in their own setup, and other part they want to utilize in cloud. So that's combination of both is hybrid.